Hi, I'm Bryce Rampton, soybean product development agronomist for Western Canada here with Syngenta. We're out in a rainy day here in Grenfell, Saskatchewan, looking at soybean emergence in this field. So with soybean emergence, there's a lot of different factors that come into play, but one of the main ones that we're always concerned about is uniform emergence. Now, uniform emergence relies on several factors. A couple of the key factors that we're looking for are uniform seeding depth and uniform seed to soil contact. When plants are seeded at different depths, they have to go through a greater or smaller portion of the soil profile to come above the soil surface. And when it's variable amongst different seedlings, the seedlings that come up are on different timelines. And that can provide problems with management and maturity at the end of the season. But also what happens is we start to see what we call the runt syndrome. So the runt syndrome is when we have multiple plants that come up at once, and then we have a few stragglers. And those last seedlings that emerge really struggle to compete for light and nutrients and soil moisture throughout the season, and never really fully contribute to final yield. So one method that we're using out in the field here to kind of assess how we did is the flag test. Now, the flag test has historically been used a lot in corn in a lot of geographies, but it's just as applicable for soybeans. So we come out here just as the beans are about to crack the ground, and we flag out a certain area in the field. And as plants start to emerge, we come out with our first colors of flags. And as soon as we reach that VE, or that V emergence stage, right when the cotyledons and the growing point has approached above the ground, we take our first flags and we put it right in next to the ground next to it. So we proceed to do that every 24 hours, or every day we come back out with a different color of flags and we put the flags in next to the plants. And once we're finally confident when all plants have emerged, and that usually happens around this first to third trifoliate stage, we can kind of take a look at how we did. So when you kind of look at it in our field here, we have a lot of different colors of flags. So in this situation, we used a total of 5 flags, white being the first ones that emerged, and all the way up to blue, which is the final. Now, you can see in this situation, we're already at just past the first trifoliate stage on the white bean, or the white flag bean. We're just at this this full unifoliate stage for the last ones that emerged. Now, the problem with this is that this last bean here that came up is really never going to compete well with these other plants that are close together, and this is essentially going to become a weed to those plants and not really contribute to yield. So ideally, in a perfect world, we're looking for all plants to emerge within a 48-hour period. So within a couple days of each other. Really when it starts to become a problem is when we get into these 4, 6, 8-day periods after, where these plants will never truly catch up and compete properly. The other aspect you can see in this scenario is we have a large cluster of plants together here, but then we're also seeing some gaps. So we got a 1-foot gap here and another gap after. So we're not really efficiently using the space in the field. And while some of these other plants will try and compensate for those gaps in the row, it's not really setting us up for the perfect high yield scenario. By using the flag test, we can really judge at critical points in time just how well we did using the tools that we have on our farm. I encourage all the growers out in Western Canada that are growing soybeans to try the soybean flag test on your own farm and just really see how well we're doing on emergence uniformity in your fields.